So guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to yet another video on the van build. I should probably address two elephants in the room. One, what's happened to my face? And two, what the hell has happened to the van? So first off, my face. I had a bit of an accident earlier in the week. Very stupid. I wish I could say that I was beaten up or mugged by the donkeys in the New Forest.
Oh God almighty. Christ. Stay, donkey. Stay.
I was doing my back stretches at home and I have a plastic mount attached to the wall, and basically I put my resistance band through this mount, was doing my back stretches, and then bam, the plastic bit came off the wall, smashed me in the face. Anyway, I went to A&E and all that, and it's all fine. I know it's not herpes because the doctor told me that I can't catch it twice, so that's all good. That was a joke, by the way. I've never actually had herpes. And the second elephant in the room, the van, has obviously changed quite a lot. Now let me explain why, how, and when this happened. So after my recent trips to the New Forest and to the YouTube Camp Creator event, I was feeling that this van is going to take me 10 years to finish if I don't get my arse into gear and get some help with it. So a friend of mine called Dan, I know you'll be watching, so a massive thank you to you. He's actually a subscriber of the channel, but he reached out ages ago and we've been talking back and forth when I had the old car, the Galaxy, and now obviously he's seen that I've got this van and he's offered to help me out to try and turn this into something wicked. I kind of went through with him the very rough ideas and plans of what I wanted to turn this van into. However, at that point in time, everything was in my head. I had nothing written down on paper. I had nothing actually structurally built inside the van so I could see how things would fit and how everything would work. Anyway, in about 4 hours, he rapidly knocked all of this up with scrap bits of ply and wood just to test out how my design and layout was going to work. And as you can see, it's looking pretty good. This is not the finished article. This is just a quick template, I suppose you could say, just to see how everything's going to work. I know some people are probably going to want to see me build this all out myself. However, I feel like as I have people that are offering help, it would be stupid for me not to take up the opportunity to get some help building out this van, because one, I'm going to learn from the process, two, the finished product is going to be so much better, and three, most likely I'm going to be able to make better videos and give more informative, better information to you guys watching, so any tips and advice of this build I can obviously share with you along the way. So today's video isn't necessarily about me building anything in here, but I've drawn up some plans. Obviously we've got the rough design and layout, and I want to talk you through that and go through what's going on in my head. Okay, so when I say that I've drawn up some plans, I mean some very basic plans, because I'm no 3D artist or anything. I've done a little bit of a lighting socket design, not really a design, of just where I want lights to go, where the battery's going to go. So we'll run through all of this. I'll show you some of the ideas and some of the things that I've got going on. And if you guys watching have any ideas or any suggestions, please drop them down in the comments below and we'll talk you through the design of the van. Okay, so let's start in the garage area. As you can see, we boarded this off. As I said, none of this is permanent. This is just temporary to get some ideas and visualize how things are going to look. So my plan on the left hand side, but my right hand side on screen, is to have all of my batteries and electrical components, the fuse box, the isolator switch, the lithium battery, all of that is going to be going here, tidy, neat, tucked away at the back. On the other side, I'm going to have some sort of water system and water tank to give me water to obviously have some sort of external shower, and also the water for the sink and kitchen area. So above the bed on this side, where my feet are going to be, I'm going to be putting a cupboard, something to store my clothes or whatever it is, most likely clothes I assume will go in there. I want to have an LED strip light underneath just to add a nice bit of ambiance. When I build this, I need to make sure that I'm leaving this and this end open and have some sort of void or recess, I think it's called. Because of the height that I am, I need this extra space to sleep fully. And on the other side where my head's going to go, I'm going to leave this completely open just so, you know, I can move up and down without smacking my head on any cupboards. So under this bench here, I plan to have a Thetford toilet, which can hopefully be pulled out so I can do my business and I'm not having to borrow any other people's portaloos. And then this is just an idea that I found earlier. On the outside of this bench, I want to have some sort of table that can fold up so that I can, you know, eat outside or just put a beer or a drink on the side. In the opposite bench, I'm going to be putting the Truma 2E, I believe. This isn't finalized because they cost an absolute fortune. The Truma 2E, for those of you that don't know, I have only learnt about this in the last couple of days. It's basically a water heater and an air heater, like a diesel heater. It's a 2-in-1, water and air. They are expensive, it's about £1,300, but apparently they're very good. Having hot water in here wasn't an absolute requirement, but I thought if I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it properly. And then by far the best feature already for me is a slide out table. The slide out table that I eventually plan to build won't obviously have a leg on it. It will just be on some sort of, what do you call them, sliders or rails, which apparently is plenty strong enough. So obviously here I can do some editing, I can go on my laptop, I can chop vegetables, I can eat my dinner, and the other person can sit there. As I said, hopefully a nice sexy blonde Swedish bird. So under the slide table, I think I want 2 or 3 drawers which I can pull out again for extra storage, whether it's clothes, whether it's food, whatever it is. Just having a few drawers here which will obviously eat up into the space of the garage, but I think I've still got plenty of space. So having a few cupboards here is going to be pretty handy and pretty useful. So now onto the kitchen area. Obviously it's fairly small, but I don't have a ton of room to play with. For those of you that don't know, this is an L2H2, which is a medium wheelbase. So I plan to have it how it looks now, with the sink on the left side, hopefully recessed in so that it can fold down and I can use it as like a chopping board or extra workspace when I'm not using the sink. Hopefully I'll get a 2-hob gas burner, one for cooking my fajitas, one for cooking my tortellini. And then here I want to board this off just to create some sort of divide and space from the cab area and kind of the living quarters. In the cupboards underneath the kitchen area, I suppose you could say, I added these hinges earlier, by the way. I'm going to grab myself an 85-litre fridge, I believe. The reason I'm going 85-litre is because, again, at that event, everybody had done self-builds. Everybody has lived in their vans or travelled around in them for long periods of time. And a lot of people said that a 50-litre fridge wasn't big enough. So if I have space, then I'm going to get an 85-litre. What else have I forgot to mention? Oh yeah, so this bench here and this bench here, I'm hopefully planning on building it in a way that this can turn into like a 3rd bed if I have any visitors. Perhaps this video was completely pointless because I know there wasn't anything too interesting in it, but I think it gives me and you hopefully a good idea of what I'm trying to go for in here, because I realised I've never actually told anybody my plans of how I want this to look. Already it's come to life, to be honest. Even with the rough cuts of ply in here, it already looks 100 times better, and I could quite happily live in it like this. I was planning, while the weather was nice, to do a few more trips around the UK. However, it's turned crap again, so I don't really want to be spending too much time outside. So I think the plan is really just to go and do trips when the weather's nice. I've got the NC 500 pretty much planned in a couple of weeks, and then when I'm back from that, or when I've got any free days where the weather's not looking good, or any spare time basically, I'm going to be progressing and hopefully moving forward with this van conversion. Whew. Sorry for all the talking in this video. Sorry it wasn't very exciting, but at least you've got a better idea of what I'm trying to do. Let's see in a few months, a few weeks, a few years, however bloody long this thing takes to get done, if my vision comes to life. If you've got any ideas, any suggestions of how I can make better use of the space, any colour patterns or designs that I should go for, because again, I'm not really too bothered or too concerned about the colours and all that stuff. I really don't care about any of that. Oh, I am also going to be painting the outside of the van to a very stealthy grey-green colour, and I'm also going to be completely redoing the solar panels and the layout of the roof so I can have some sort of decking. So what I'm trying to say is, I think there's a few exciting things coming up. I just need to crack on and get on with it. It has been helpful going out the last couple of weeks in the van as it was before this, just to get an idea and get used to the amount of space I've got. So I'd highly recommend, if anybody is doing a van conversion, which I'm sure many of you are that are watching, go out on a few runs with it, test it out. Make sure that you have some sort of idea of how you want things to go. Because to be honest, before this, I was completely winging it and making things up as I go along. I was coming down here, and every day I didn't really know what job that I was going to do or how I wanted this to look. And it was becoming very overwhelming, very stressful, because I was just absolutely clueless. Anyway, now I've got more of an idea, more of a design, and I feel a bit more motivated to crack on with it. Now I've got some direction of what I'm trying to go for. Let me know what you think of the design, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.